Muffin. You can't say hi this time, little kitty. Sorry. Gotta wait a second. Alrighty, we are officially 15 seconds into the live stream. Today is gonna be part 2 of what we worked on earlier. Little business cards I had printed out earlier this year. Now, because it's winter, we won't be doing any pour paintings unless the temperature in my house stays steady. The fluctuating temperature does cause the paint on the pour paintings to crack, unfortunately, and it just becomes harder to make decent art. So for right now, as the weather gets progressively worse and rainy here in Washington, we will be working on dollar store crafts. And here is an update of what we did last Monday. You might have seen in my little promo short. This is the back side of it. The back side has all of the texture. And then the front side is nice and smooth. So now I'm gonna pan you guys up towards the window. Mind the mess. This is my crafting corner. And this is the idea. These pictures are supposed to go in the windowsill. So that way when the light shines through them, kind of looks foggy, kind of looks a little bit misty. And then the colors from the leaves shine through. So that's what we're going for today. But we are going to be using a bigger picture frame. There it is. Let me get you guys situated again. Welcome back, Gamer Chick Gonna Win. Now, I have a surprise for you guys. Before the live stream started, I went out, got some fresh leaves. Some of them are still kind of wet, so I will pat those dry off screen. But look at what I found. Isn't that cute? What an odd little mutation. And I know it's a mutation because these little bits over here practically line up. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I see either Leafeon or Eevee. For those of you who know about Pokemon, love Pokemon, all that franchise stuff. So I'm like, I gotta put this in something. If I just leave it like this, it's gonna shrivel up and it's gonna just become another crunchy leaf. But like, this is so cool. So today we are gonna be making this little leaf the star of our show. I'm gonna set that one aside. And let's go ahead and move these leaves over. And so far, this craft works with just about any kind of leaf. However, the style of which of the leaves that you get, the more flat you can get them, the better. Because as we've seen with the previous picture here, kind of looks like you can tell that the leaf has lifted. And yeah, it's definitely, there's a bubble right there. This leaf did not want to stay flat, and neither did this one. This one kind of looks like a potato chip. But we want to have a flat surface for our leaves to be glued onto, so that way they don't curl up. These ferns did pretty nice. Ferns will most definitely curl up on you once they start to dry. So I don't think I will be using this leaf in particular. But everything else, as long as it's flat, should do just fine. Got some wisteria leaves here. So interesting. They feel a lot like paper. But these are just wide and flat enough that they will work beautifully. Let me shove those off to the side. I promised I'm organized. It just doesn't look like it. I know what's going on, but you don't. Alrighty. Here is our picture frame we are going to be working with today. Ignore the little... Yeah, it's paper towel. Anyway, you might be able to see it's not as reflective as the other one. I'll pull it up for reference. Hello, Orange Aiden. Awesome to have you here today. We are working with leaves and dollar store picture frames. All right, so if you were here last Monday, we finished this one during the stream, and then I was adding glue onto this one while I was doing a little bit of a story time. That was my first story time during any live stream. So I've got some notes to take for next time. Anyway, we are going to be working on the back side today. Unless I can pull these tabs up. These tabs help to keep the glass in its place. But I might have also kind of glued the frame to the glass, which will do just fine. I just don't want these little tabs to show. So we will move those tabs down last. I am going to keep the glass inside the picture frame today, and we are going to work backwards. Yes, that's right. We are going to be working backwards. So everything that we lay down now as our first layer is going to show up on the other side. Which means we're going to pull out the star of our show, our little Eevee leaf, Leafeon leaf. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you guys think works best. What do you see? Leafeon or Eevee? And what I want to do is we are going to put this one down here in the center after putting a layer of glue down. And then we are going to take our yellow leaves and we are going to kind of stargaze it out like this and just build it up, kind of give our little critter like a mane and just keep going and spiraling out. Okay, here is our Mod Podge. We are working with the matte, so it is going to show up a little bit more foggy on the glass than what we have right now. And for the tissue paper, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, everything you see here can be found at the dollar store other than the leaves. I highly suggest you go outside for that. And then when it comes to the tissue paper, grab the one you know is the worst for blowing your nose in, the kind that's gonna rip you up, because that one happens to be the thinnest and the best to work with. If you find a 2-ply, that's exactly what you want. That way you have more chances to use up less material. Okay, so we are going to add a little dollop here. And we are going to start spreading it out. I am going to keep it a little bit on the thicker side. And we are going to glue our leaf right on top. I can already see this leaf is wanting to kind of stand up and curl. That won't be a problem as soon as we start layering on the tissue paper. The tissue paper will help hold it down. And depending on how much tissue paper we use is going to determine how foggy it's going to look. And as long as our little Leafy, I'm just going to call it Leafy until you guys decide if this is Leafeon or if this is Eevee. She will further be known as Leafy. I am going to glue down Leafy so she stays put. And yeah, Leafy does not want to stay put. So I'm going to add a layer of tissue paper, which means I got to cover the glass again. And I'm not going to be too generous with the glue. Again, we mainly want Leafy to stay down. And we just need a little bit of glue, not a whole lot. If you have any questions about where I got these items, what they run for, or any generalized questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, we're going to lay that one down, and then there we go. We're just going to gently dab the tissue paper onto the glass. Get it to stay put. We'll add another layer of glue over the tissue paper to really soak it all in. And keep Leafy from popping up. Now, I'm not too worried about all of these creases. I think that's going to add a really nice texture to things. I mainly want Leafy to stay down. But if I can get the tissue paper nice and flat, that would be wonderful. We'll see what happens. As long as the glue is still wet, you can kind of manipulate the tissue. But if you've ever worked with paper mache and you've tried to get the paper nice and straight, you know how easy it is for it to start ripping. So we're just gonna do this. So that's working pretty nice, actually. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I am a small YouTuber, and any form of engagement here on my channel is a real big boost. Looks like there will be a seam right there in the middle. Okay, so this little painting technique here. Oh yeah, tissue just ripped. The little painting technique is actually working really well. Okay. Another dab of glue. Seal it all together. And then we can start adding more leaves. Since I put a thin layer of the glue down on the glass, that's all that's holding this tissue paper right now. And so I kind of want the tissue paper to be saturated, so that way the leaves will have something to stick to. Last Monday was just a dabble to kind of get the idea of how this is all going to work and what it could potentially look like afterwards. Today is the real deal. Today we are getting crafty. The level of crafty that I crave. It's just a little bit of tedious work. Especially when you don't know how to fill the silence. Okay, this is actually looking really good. I think I am finding my crafting groove, and I sure hope so. If you guys stick around to the end of the stream, I will show you what I worked on for about 3 hours. Last night, wow, there we go. Last night, I was talking with my little sister, and we have an anime convention that's coming up. We are going to be going to. And she was getting so excited, and she said it's a little less than 2 weeks away. So I was like, are you sure? Like, what? And she goes, yeah. She pulls up her calendar on her phone, and sure enough, a little less than 2 weeks away. So I've only gone to an anime convention 2 times. First time was amazing. It was, I went to AkiCon back in, I want to say it was 2015. For those of you who are unfamiliar with AkiCon, it's an anime convention that happens in the fall time. Aki meaning fall in Japanese. If my Japanese knowledge has survived. It's been a while. But yeah, it's an anime convention that happens in the fall time. And it is on the smaller side. Definitely not any Comic-Con or not SakuraCon. I'd say it's the smaller end of what would be a SakuraCon. And so, yeah, the first time, great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. And the second time, it was kind of same convention. I want to say different venue. I can't entirely remember. But it was kind of a been there, done that kind of a situation. I even held a panel of my own once. And like maybe 3 people showed up, but it wasn't for the panel itself. It was more of just a like, yeah, we want a break from socializing. Can we hang out in here? And it's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go ahead. But that was fine. So yeah, since then I have not gone to any other conventions. It's been a while. And also money that I don't have. But this time around, an anime convention is finally close by. It's not 3 hours away. and I can afford it. Never have I ever thought I would be able to afford a convention that, was cheap. And I'm talking like I only paid 30 or no, I paid $40 for a 2-day ticket. And it's so close. We don't need to get a hotel. We don't need to stay at a friend's house. And it's better. So, after realizing how close the con was, I realized I don't have my cosplays lined up. I don't have them. Well, I have one of them started. But I was under the impression that I would have enough time. I can be a major procrastinator and, life happens. So, I want to show you guys what is going to be my well, I don't know if I want it to be day 1 or day 2. I feel like everybody's going to be there day 1. So it might just be my day 1 cosplay. But in order to see it, you're going to have to wait until, whoops. You're going to have to wait until the end of my video. Ha 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 ha. I spent 3 hours last night on making a mask. And I'm like, I have no money. No money at all, just like a lot of us. And it actually turned out really good. It's made from cardboard and tape. I mean, sometimes you just cannot beat the basics. If you can make it, why buy it? Okay. Yellow pieces are going down really, really nice. Oh, yes. One little tidbit of words. What am I trying to say? Oh man, if today's a Monday, it sure does feel like one. When you go hunting for leaves to try any of these projects, make sure you look them over really good so that way you don't end up disturbing whatever critter might be using them for a home. While I was leaf hunting, I found lots of cute little spiders and eggs. Not spider eggs. I think they were moth eggs or caterpillar eggs. I don't know. But it looked like a bunch of little black specks of coarse gravel stuck to the leaves. So, of course, I put those back and I left them alone. So make sure you only take what you need. And I have gathered up a bunch of leaves because this is not the only leaf craft we are going to do today. I have a tall jar sitting right in front of me that we are also going to plaster with leaves. And then that'll be today's episode. Today might end up being a long live stream, so if you stick around throughout the entire live stream, you mean so much to me. I very much appreciate it. Even if you just have me on in the background, every little bit definitely helps. Okay, so we've got our first layer of yellow leaves down. Our first yayer. Did I say yayer or layer? Oh my wow, I need some coffee. One moment, please. Okay, that's better. We've got our first layer down. And I am going to go ahead and rip some of the tissue paper. And we are going to take the trimmings and cement our first layer of leaves, or excuse me, our second layer of leaves. I don't want to keep on building them up just for them to kind of dry in a bubble. A little bit of extra glue helps everything stay down. And this will likely transfer the second layer of tissue paper. This might show through on the other end, but that's going to be okay. I will be fine with it. I will live with it. As long as we can get everything to stay down nice and neat. And if those little leaf stems want to poke up, that's fine. I will take some scissors and I will snip them. Oh, okay. Got to be careful with some of the tissue paper. It's ripping already. I think that's because I don't have any glue on. There we go. That's better. So really want to saturate it. So I would like to know, other than Gamer Chick gonna win, I know you're watching, other than her, how many of you are reoccurring visitors? Let me know where you're at in the comments. That way I can do a shout out and say hi to you guys. I want to chat. I want to talk to you. I want to say hi. Can I call you Jaru? Or is Jay gonna be okay? I'm sorry. I don't know how to say your YouTube name. Thank you so much for writing a comment. Hello. I would like to refer to you as Jay from here on, unless you can have your YouTube name spelled out in the comments of how it's pronounced. I would appreciate it. That way I can get it right. Oh no. Here we go. Get down. Okay, awesome. And let's take this away. And we'll just go ahead and fold that over. It might create a little bit of a shadow, but that might look cool, actually. Yeah, this is actually working really good. And then we'll just shove all of that into the side. And I'm just going to go ahead and snip off those stems. That way they don't keep on poking out. Now, I don't think I'll be able to get this perfectly flat. And if I don't, I might have another glass, picture frame glass, that I can sandwich on top to like really flatten that out. Oh, where's, okay, good. I can get that. Even when you try so hard, fur will always find you. Or it just becomes one with whatever you're working on. It's clingy. Fur is not an embellishment. I'm sorry, you have to leave. There we go. Okay, let's continue taking the edge off. Sorry for the strange camera angle, I'm trying my best. I'm actually sitting at a desk this time. Okay, good. Now, rather than try and fight with that little bit is going to go in the trash. And we are going to pull out another sheet of tissue paper. We are going to find where the seams meet right here. Well, that works. Oh, yep, and it just pulled right apart. I'm going to do one more layer. And hopefully we can just tap it all down. Just rinse and repeat. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions about this craft or others. Things I have tried, things I have not, what my favorite stuff is. I'll ask you questions too and respond to the comments in the chat. I'm going to put a little bit of extra force on the tissue paper. Just gently here and there because I really want the glue to seep through. There we go. That way we can get those details in. One day I'll get this YouTube thing figured out. Do a live stream and have music in the background. That would be nice. What is your guys' favorite music? What's your favorite genre? more glue. Anything but rap or heavy metal. Gamer chick, how heavy for heavy metal? Is it the growling? Or the roaring? Maybe both. Yeah, I can't imagine the amount of vocal fry that comes from doing that. If I remember right, back when I was working for a very popular sandwich shop, it was a particularly slow day. Like, I think the most customers we had was maybe 30 customers for the entire day. And my boss, he was so cool. He would let us listen to basically any kind of music as long as it was family friendly when we had customers, or we changed the music as soon as customers started arriving. And he would find the strangest, weirdest music to put on whenever I would come to work. I'm sure he didn't do it just for me, but he would just find the silliest or the strangest, weirdest music and have it playing as I walked in. And one of the times was, in fact, heavy metal. It wasn't screaming guitars. It wasn't, some crazy drum solo. But instead, it was just a recording of somebody growling and roaring. I'm like, dude, be happy our neighbors have gone home. Because we were in like this little strip mall setup. And if we turned the music up loud enough, the nail salon could hear us, I'm sure. Or whatever little niche hodgepodge shops were in next to us. And yeah, he would just find the most unique songs to play when there were no customers. One of them being the duck song, the one where he goes to the lemonade stand and asks for grapes. He would have the Yellow Submarine playing. There was another one, a parody of, oh shoot, what was the song called? I don't remember what the parody was of, but it was just on repeat of, and she likes horses. Yeah, I don't know where he found half of those musics, those songs. I have no idea. But he would find them. And yeah, I really miss working there. I had such awesome coworkers. Lots of story time stories too. It's no Suabwe, for those of you who know. But definitely have quite a few stories. Alrighty. That looks good. So we got the yellow down. Let's do some green. Or you know what? I picked up these little red leaves and I'm going to sprinkle them here and there. And then we will add the green leaves behind everything. And then we'll get to flip it over and see what we got. Maybe I'll get to leave the stems on this one. Let's see how, oh, shoo. We are 40 minutes for time already. Well, snap, I underestimated how fast this would go. Here I am just rambling. Well, okay, for those of you who stuck around this long, I might do a secret live stream. Not today, well, no, not today. But I might do a secret live stream tomorrow. And if you're there for that, we will finish this. Maybe. Hopefully. And start the next one, the jar. I can't wait too long for these leaves because they're going to start shriveling up here really, really soon. Not today soon, but they're going to definitely dry out tomorrow. Cut the stem off that one. Okay, I need a couple more red leaves. Yeah, we'll keep it just like that. Okay. Smidgen more glue. Make sure those are nice and glued down too. I'm excited to see this on the opposite side. The one where our Leafy is. Now let's see, do we want to go up or go across? I think we'll go across. Now I am going to go a little bit thicker on the glue with these larger leaves. So once again, the more material we can get on here, the better everything will stay down. So I'm gonna go ham on that. And we'll take this one and we'll go up. We'll kind of frame it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. We'll frame it. And I am pretty confident the colors of the different leaves will shine through these giant ones. It's just whether or not I can get these giant ones to lay down is going to be a question. Might need to get some glue underneath there. I might need to crease this just so it stays down. I do plan on filling in a lot of these little bare spots that I'm missing here. So perhaps I will finish that off camera. Okay, I need one more. Oh no! I only grabbed 3 big green leaves. Oh man. Well, I don't want to repeat my colors. Well, I suppose I can just go in with another layer of yellow. I'll just kind of... Or you know what? I still have some red. Let's sprinkle some red in there. I'm just gonna go like this. And we are gonna fill in those spaces. We're gonna have some red poking out the sides right here. Give a nice little contrast. And that will help take up space. I guess this is just proving to me that I need to cut the stems off all of the leaves that I use if I'm going to use them. Excuse you. There's always got to be one that wants to stand out from the crowd. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. See, this is why you want to get the flat leaves. They'll stay put for you. Okay, and let's see, we have Leafy's ear right there, so we will place this leaf here. I'll just tuck it under the green. And now I suppose we can lay down the yellow. I'll just have to do it in the direction I would have put the green leaf. So that way it just flows better. Sorry if I'm constantly out of frame. Oh, great. I got another one that doesn't want to stay put. That's going to be a fun one. Okay, down this one goes. And like other times before, we are going to do yet another layer of glue, especially here in the middle. Oh, my dog's dreaming. So cute. We are going to add another layer of glue here, especially in the middle. Just slather it on. That way our tissue paper has something to bind to. So you can imagine by now it's pretty dried in the center. And this is starting to look like a 2-layer application for tissue paper. Okay, awesome. Down goes our tissue paper. I am only working one tissue paper at a time, just to make building layers a little bit easier. If I do 2 layers of tissue paper, there tends to be much more wrinkles and bubbles, which can look cool. But the first layer will help to anchor down what we just put on top of our last leaf layer, and then the second one helps to lock in our tissue layer that we just added. If that sounds confusing, please tell me. And I do think I'm gonna have to cut the edge of the leaf that's sitting right up here, just because it don't want to stay down. And I am working kind of fast because I did use a lot of glue and I need it all to stay. All right, well, while I still have the 3 of you here, I will go ahead and show you the mask that I've been working on. Let me zoom you guys out a little bit. Just so that way you can carry on. Please ignore the mess. This is my crafting desk. But that way you can carry on with your day. So, here we go. This mask I worked on for 3 hours last night, thanks to Con Crush. Do you know what it is? I was smart and added a little mouth opening here underneath the beak, so that way I could still maybe eat and drink. Drink for sure, as long as I have a straw. I don't know about eating. But yeah. What do you think it is? And yes, I am going to make the eye holes bigger. Surprisingly, it's held up really, really well. And perhaps I'll do a live stream of making another mask. But I did not follow any kind of I want to say schematics, but I know that's not the right word. Templates. I did not follow any templates. Just like with my Gaboon Viper skull that I painted a few weeks ago. Well, actually, it's more like a couple months or a month ago. I just looked at references. I looked at lots of different kinds of owl masks and even a few template drawings of owl masks to really understand the different cuts. If you've ever worked with making patterns for clothes, then you can kind of understand how to make a mask. It just requires a few more details in a 3D way. And honestly, I'm really proud of myself for how it came out. But making it, just eyeballing it, and going off of sheer willpower that I will get it done because con crunch. It's going to be a little bit of a long and chaotic video. But what scares me the most is I might not remember how to do it all again. Unfortunately, I am one of those people who, when they make something from scratch, it's nearly impossible to do it again. I don't know what it is. If I try drawing the same picture over and over, the same character, the same image, it never turns out the same as the first time. And such is my plight with crafting. These, however, you're just layering stuff on top of other stuff. And it's very easy to replicate, no problem. But when it comes to art I do myself, crafts that I create from scratch, this is not considered from scratch, it's the same concept. Can't do it more than once most of the time. I'm hoping some of you who watch my live streams understand what I'm talking about. If you do, please share your experiences so that way I don't feel so alone in this. Yep, I think we are coming up officially on my longest live stream ever. Okay, let's get the creases in there. Whoops, and I ripped a hole in it already. I am really excited to see how this looks afterwards. There we go. Now those leaves are staying down. Well, most of them are, it appears. I'm not going to put glue directly on the tissue paper, just to make sure I'm not absolutely globbing it. Let's see, 3 o'clock. I do think I am going to have to end this video here. I have to go pick up my little sister. And it's raining, so I will have to prepare to go out into the rain. Washington has officially entered its first rinse cycle. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this edge and we are gonna call it a day. And after thinking it over, I do think I will do the secret live stream tonight. Just to ensure I don't lose the vitality of the leaves. So keep an eye out on my Instagram account for when I do the secret live stream. It's the same as my YouTube channel name here. There they are. You can find me on Instagram. Check out art. Keep an eye out for the secret live stream notification. And I will see you guys later. Bye for now.